In a bid to influence the Israeli government's military actions in the Gaza Strip, the Biden administration is contemplating using weaponry sales to Israel as leverage. According to 3 current U.S. officials and 1 former U.S. official with knowledge of the discussions, the administration is seeking to persuade Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government to scale back its military assault. The move reflects a potential shift in President Joe Biden's approach, moving beyond rhetorical pressure to tangible policy changes. At the direction of the White House, the Pentagon is currently reviewing Israel's weaponry requests to identify potential leverage points. No decisions have been finalized, but officials are considering slowing or pausing the delivery of certain weapons. The hope is that such actions will encourage Israel to take specific measures, such as opening humanitarian corridors to aid Palestinian civilians. Among the weaponry discussed for potential leverage are 155mm artillery rounds and Joint Direct Attack Munitions, JDAMS. JDAMS are guidance kits converting dumb bombs into precision-guided munitions, enhancing targeting accuracy. While air defenses and systems protecting Israeli civilians may not be affected, offensive military equipment is the focus of the administration's review. In addition to contemplating leverage, the U.S. administration has discussed offering Israel more of the requested weapons as an incentive for complying with U.S. requests. This approach aims to encourage a shift in tactics and a reduction in civilian casualties. The effort comes after weeks of President Biden and his national security team facing challenges in convincing Netanyahu and other Israeli officials to change tactics in Gaza. The administration's frustration has grown over Israel's perceived disregard for calls to minimize harm to Palestinian civilians, particularly evident in the deteriorating humanitarian conditions in Khan Yunis. President Biden has claimed to have been quietly working with the Israeli government to induce change in its military tactics. Despite some success, according to White House officials, Israeli government officials have not fully met Biden's expectations. Senior Biden administration officials express ongoing frustration with Israel's response to calls for minimizing harm to civilians. The Pentagon has recently escalated its concerns, while Biden and other White House officials have privately expressed exasperation with Netanyahu's handling of the conflict. In response to criticisms, a spokesperson for the National Security Council defended the administration's stance. The spokesperson reiterated President Biden's belief in the effectiveness of the current approach, emphasizing Israel's right to self-defense against the threat of Hamas while emphasizing the importance of abiding by international humanitarian law. In conclusion, the Biden administration's consideration of leveraging weapon sales to influence Israeli military actions marks a notable shift in its approach to the conflict in Gaza. The discussions highlight the administration's determination to go beyond diplomatic rhetoric in its efforts to bring about tangible changes in Israel's military tactics.